Joe gripped the steering wheel, a grin plastered across his face.
Beside him, Kevin navigated, the map illuminated by the dashboard lights.
Music blasted. Laughter filled the car. This road trip promised freedom, adventure, brotherhood. They were young, invincible, ready to chase the horizon. Miles melted away, replaced by fleeting landscapes and the hum of the engine. Excitement crackled in the air, thicker than the summer heat. They were living, truly living. For the first time in a long time, the future shimmered with possibility. This trip, they promised each other, would be one for the books. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of blood orange and bruised purple. The fuel gauge blinked a warning, a glowing red eye in the gathering darkness.
There, Kevin pointed, his voice tight with apprehension.
A dilapidated gas station materialized from the shadows, its neon sign flickering erratically. The air turned instantly colder, a shiver crawling down Joe's spine. They pulled up to the only pump, its rusted metal groaning in protest.
As Joe stepped out, a figure emerged from the gloom of the station. An old man, his face a roadmap of wrinkles, his eyes like chips of ice.
"Don't go out there tonight," the old man rasped, his voice like dry leaves skittering across pavement. "Not safe, turn back." His words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken warnings.
Joe, though unnerved, forced a laugh. "Thanks for the advice, old-timer," he said, his voice braver than he felt.
Back on the road, the encounter lingered like a bad taste. The old man's words echoed in the silence. "Don't go out there tonight." Joe tried to shake off the unease, turning the music up loud, but the feeling persisted.
Kevin, visibly shaken, traced a nervous finger along the map. "Maybe we should find a motel," he suggested, his voice barely a whisper.
Joe, determined not to appear scared, shook his head. "We're fine, Kev, just a creepy old dude, probably trying to drum up business." He forced a chuckle, but it sounded hollow even to his own ears.
They pressed on into the night, the darkness outside mirroring the growing unease within the car. The highway stretched ahead, a seemingly endless ribbon leading them deeper into the unknown. Hours later, exhaustion gnawing at them, they pulled into a deserted rest stop. "Rest Stop 13, the sign proclaimed, its paint peeling like scabs. The wind howled through the trees, an eerie, mournful sound. Joe cut the engine, plunging them into an unsettling silence. He mumbled, trying to convince himself more than Kevin. They dozed fitfully, haunted by unsettling dreams. A sudden crash, sharp and violent, ripped through the night. Joe sat bolt upright, his heart pounding against his ribs. The driver's side window shattered. Shards of glass glinted on the asphalt like malevolent eyes. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through the drowsiness. Something wasn't right. This was no ordinary break-in. S1, media, unusual car break-in scene, just a quick nap. Adrenaline surged through Joe. "We gotta go now!" He roared, his voice tight with panic. Kevin, his face ashen, scrambled for his seatbelt. The engine sputtered, roared to life. Joe slammed his foot on the accelerator, tires spitting gravel as they lurched back onto the highway. The rest stop, with its shattered window and lingering sense of dread, receded into the darkness behind them. He didn't dare look back, his knuckles white as he gripped the steering wheel. Every shadow, every rustle of leaves, sounded like approaching footsteps. The old man's words echoed in his ears, a chilling prophecy fulfilled.
"Not safe, turn back."
They were running now, running blind, fleeing from an unseen terror. Dawn found them huddled in a brightly lit diner, the aroma of coffee a comforting counterpoint to the fear that still clung to them like a shroud. They hadn't spoken much during the frantic drive, their silence filled with unspoken terror and a shared sense of relief. Every mile had been a victory, a testament to their escape. As they recounted their experience, the details tumbling out in a jumbled rush, the events of the night took on a surreal quality. But the shattered window, the oppressive atmosphere of the rest stop, the old man's chilling warning, it was all too real. They had been lucky, incredibly lucky. The open road, once a symbol of freedom, now held a new meaning, a reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the edges of the map, a darkness they had narrowly escaped.